Morning, people. Welcome back to the FPL Duo. Back again for another stream. It is a deadline stream for Double Gameweek 32. But yeah, we're going to get into it. A lot to discuss. But yeah, how you doing, Jordan? You good?
Yeah, exciting. Obviously, is for a double game week. It's always very eventful. Hopefully, it's a good one. And yeah, looking forward to obviously the games today. The early one being Man City, Crystal Palace to kick it off.
Yep. Hopefully, we get some team news on that one because I've got some Man City players, as you can see in the team. But yeah, we'll go through bus teams, and then we'll also discuss, transfer plans because I have I'm in a bit of a pickle and I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. So looking at my bus team, Raya in goal. I've got a back three of Dan Burn, who are the double, Munoz, who are the double, and then Kusanov, who is who's missed the last 2 game weeks. Now there is some news on Kusanov. So Kusanov actually got married recently, and I think that's why he's not been playing. I think Pep gave him some time off. I'm hoping he starts today. We should get team news. He's in the leaked lineup. He starts in the leaked lineup, but it's not confirmed or anything. So I'm hoping Kusanov starts. I'll be waiting for team news on that as well. In the midfield 4, I've got Murphy with a double game week. I've got Sarr with a double game week, and I've got Salah and Saka. Now Saka is another one. I don't expect Saka to start today, I should say. He's got Brentford at home now. Saka, as we know, started against Real Madrid, played 70 minutes or so, and they've got Brentford. I think Wanyeri will probably start, and Saka will come on. Whether I take that risk or not is I'll have to decide, because I don't want to transfer Saka out because I want him for game week 33 when he's got a double. And up front, I've got Mateta with the double, I've got Marmoush, and I've got Isak with the double. And Isak is my captain as well. On the bench, a bit of a headache as well. I've got Areola. I've got Foden, who is Pep Guardiola actually said, I don't know if people saw the embargoed quotes last night at 10:30. Foden picked up a knock and he's a doubt for that Palace game, and he's not even in the league lineup. Grealish is expected. So again, one to watch. The one reason I don't want to take Foden out yet is because I want a Man City midfielder potentially for next week, and I think I'd rather sort of I'll get your opinions on it as well, Jordan. Do I stick with Foden and make my decision next week when I've got more information to hand, or do I bite the bullet, do Foden for Rodgers, and do something like Gabriel to Saliba?
Well, if you want a Man City midfielder for next week, I'll probably just save Keith, who will have more information for the next game week and see. You might have a better idea what happens then, because I think to get Rodgers, and you would have to go obviously without Man City midfielder, but
yeah,
seeing as you want a Man City midfielder, I'll probably ride this game week on and see next week what happens.
I'm not massively keen on Man City midfield. Obviously Savinho is there, who's a decent pick. If you've got Savinho, then I'll definitely play him this week. And then on the bench, Konsa played 90 minutes against PSG. I don't expect Konsa to start, and then Gabriel, we know, is out for the season. So my whole bench is a risk. Konsa is a rotation risk. I think he'll be on the bench. Saka, I think, will be on the bench. So I'm in theory expecting 10 players to start, and even that's pushing it. I think it might be 9 with Kusanov. If Kusanov don't start, it's 9 players. And I've got 2 free transfers, so I'm in a decent position to make transfers. But the pickle I have is, and where it's I don't know what to do, is because Kusanov, if I take him out, who do I bring in? If I take Gabriel out, I can't go straight to Saliba unless I downgrade Foden. And as I said, I want to wait for information for next week on Foden. So that's the situation I'm at. Let's take a few comments as well, though, because quite a few come in. Hi, guys. Do you think Saka starts? No, I think Saka will be on the bench. But as you can see from my team, I'm starting him anyway, knowing that he's going to be on the bench, most likely. And he'll probably come on for 15, 20, 30, maybe 20 minutes, I'll expect. And Rodgers as well. I don't think Rodgers will start. Played 90 minutes against PSG. Rodgers more likely to start than Saka, I'd say. If you've got Rodgers, I'll probably just take the risk and play him anyway, because there is the potential he starts and then comes off after like 45 or 60 minutes. So, but if I had to bet, I'd go against Rodgers starting. But Rodgers has started a lot of games, so he's been a bit of a machine. But we know Aston Villa have a lot of fixtures coming up. Obviously, looks like they're going to go out the Champions League, 3-1 down. Second leg is at Villa Park, so they'll be going for it. It's a big game for them in terms of Champions League qualification, and also they got a semi-final coming up. There will be rotation in the Villa forward line as they've got so many options like Rashford. They've got Marlin, they've got Barkley, probably missing someone. So yeah, they've got a lot of options, Villa. So I don't think Rodgers will start, but more likely to start than Saka, I'd say. Hi guys, done Sarr to Rodgers. I wouldn't have done that, to be fair. I think Sarr is a better pick this week than Rodgers. Rodgers might not start, and Ismaila Sarr had a double game week, so yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Unless something's happened to Sarr. If so, then let us know for that move.
Nothing as far as I'm aware. But yeah, interesting, Dan. Bench Marmoush for Bruno. Nope, I would play Bruno, I think, home game. And Bruno has it away to Newcastle. I think I'd go Marmoush. Also sell Vardiol for Bradley. Nope, I would actually play Vardiol and keep him home game. And then also Vardiol had the double game week next week. So I would definitely keep Vardiol. I'm tripled on Palace. Mateta captain. Logically doesn't make sense to have him with the triple Palace and Bradley plays in 34, saving free hit. I think if you've got Isak for me is the best captaincy option this week. But yeah, definitely keep hold of a Vardiol, in my opinion. Hi guys, done Sarr to Rodgers, Potter to Glasner. Oh, okay, so Glasner, you've gone for the triple up with the manager. That makes sense. Okay. And captaining Mateta. I'm benching Rodgers as all, he says. Yeah, I mean, Glasner could be a really good pick this week. 2 tough games, but if he does, he's going to go table bonus, etc.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Rodgers actually starts that game because looking back at his matches he's played this season, Rodgers only missed 1 game, and that was in game week 20 when they played against Leicester. Other than that, he has started every single match. Might have played about 70 or 60 minutes in them. But I think even today he could possibly start the game, but play like an hour, not 90 minutes. So I have a strong feeling Rodgers will start today.
Yeah, that's the risk, guys. Obviously, we're taking even likes of Saka with him. I don't think Saka will start either. But I'm probably more likely if Rodgers starts than Saka, I'd say. I would play Kirkes over Saliba or Vardiol. I already have Raya too. Would you play Kirkes? Sorry. Let me look at Kirkes' fixtures. Kirkes has Fulham at home. Yeah, I'd be tempted to, actually. I mean, Fulham is a tough game. Obviously, it's a home game for Bournemouth, so I wouldn't mind playing Kirkes. Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind for the attacking threat. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I would, just to cover that, obviously, that game, because you've already got Raya in goal, so you got Arsenal cover for clean sheet. But I think going double Arsenal defence, I still wouldn't prefer. I'd prefer having Kirkes there just to cover that. Maybe attack a return there. Clean sheet's going to be tough though.
Gary says as a captain, I'm on Isak. To be fair, I think Isak is the standout pick. I think there's no need to try to be very different. I think sometimes the obvious pick sometimes is the best pick. So I'm just gonna be boring and go with Isak, and then take it from there. I think Mateta is probably preferred over Eze, but yeah, it's up to you. Definitely, if you're chasing, it's not a bad shout. Eze can deliver on the day. But yeah, Jordan, in terms of transfers, you see my team on the screen. I've got 2 free transfers. What would you do? I've got 0.2 as well in the bank. Would you roll with this and have 3 for next week, knowing that I'm bench boosting in 33?
Yes, I would roll this team and then have 3 transfers for next week.
Even though Saka, I'm 90% sure Saka won't start. So that's essentially you're hoping he comes off the bench and scores again, which he may or may not do. And I'm going to wait for team news on Kusanov.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're single game week players as well. And a lot of people have Saka rather than, let's say, like a Palmer, for example.
Mm.
I don't think it's much difference if he starts or plays or whatever he gets in that game. So I don't think you're missing out on much if Saka obviously gets something from that game.
What I was also thinking to do is, if I was to make some transfers, I'd do Gabriel to Saliba, and then do Foden to Savinho or Rogers. I could do that.
I mean, you think it's important to have double Arsenal defence? Do you see potential clean sheet with the
I actually
absence of
think they'll
Gabriel missing?
concede. No, this week it's more for next week. I think I
More for
still
next
would
week?
want double Arsenal defense next week because yeah, they'll probably concede to Brentford. I think, but I can see at least one clean sheet here again, either maybe against Ipswich, and then Palace will probably score, but it is a home game for Arsenal, so I'd want another Arsenal player for the double. I think here. But yeah, that's my thinking. Let me show you how it would look actually. Actually, no. I'm gonna go on FPL.team because it's better to show you on there. Let me share my screen. So this is my screen. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Let me see. They're zoomed in enough. Yeah, you guys should be able to see. There's so many ads on this website. It's not the best. Let me close some of these ads down. Okay, so this is my team. Let's put Saka in for now, and I'll bench Foden. Switch. Kusanov over Konsa. And even Kusanov, I don't even know if he's going to start. So let's say I do Gabriel out for Saliba, right? Then let's say I start Saliba this week. I'm obviously 0.2 off. So what I'd have to do is Foden. I can go to Savinho, straight swap, or I can go to Rogers. Let's say even Rogers might not start though, if we're being honest. So there's no likelihood Rogers starts. If I was to go, let's say I go Rogers, and I bring Rogers in and bench Saka. I can do this for 2 free transfers. Saliba, Rogers, and then Saka on the bench. And then what I could do next week, I can literally take out Murphy for Savinho if I hear good news, minutes, etc. That gives me my triple up on City. I'd start Saka over. I'd bench boost with Isak. I'd start Kusanov instead of Burn, and I'd bench Konsa. Yeah, I'd bench Konsa. And what I can also do, I could take a -4 hit. I could do Burn to someone like Bradley, Leicester away, single game week player. Then my bench boost would be Areola, Isak, Konsa with a double, and Bradley. It's not the best bench boost, but you see my first team, everyone's a double game week player except Salah, who's got Leicester.
Yeah.
And then that looks decent, I think. Obviously, I'd rather have Guardiola than Kusanov, but not possible because the way I'd done my moves at the start. But that's for a -4. But that means, yeah, bringing Savinho. Look, I could have avoided a hit potentially if I could trust Foden to start. This is why I'm planning on leaving Foden in there, because if we hear some good news about Foden, it will mean I don't have to take a hit, if you know what I mean.
But do you think Foden will play both the games in the double?
No idea. I mean, he does have a knock. If he's fit, chances he could play both, or maybe not start both, but you get minutes in both. That's the problem I'm at, because if I take Foden out now and get Savinho in, does that become an issue later down the line, or?
It might do. It's hard to know with Pep, and he rotates the midfield a lot, and it's hard to know
Yeah,
who plays how many minutes, who starts.
But this is the plan as well. Like Saliba, bringing him in ahead of the double against Ipswich and Palace, and also taking out Murphy for Rogers. For Rogers had the double as well this week, and then that's what my team would probably look like. If I go back, yeah, do I do Saliba Rogers for Foden I think I might wait on Foden another week.
Yeah.
And maybe see team news for the next week. So Man City play Everton, and I believe that's an early kickoff. Let me check. No, it's not an early kickoff, is it? Man City v Everton, 3:00 kickoff. So it's a what time is the deadline? So yeah, it's a 1:30 deadline on Saturday. So we may get team news for the Man City game. And if Foden starts against Everton, I would definitely keep Foden if he starts against Everton. But if he doesn't, then obviously I'll have to take hits and stuff potentially. So that's where I'm at with it now. I don't know what to really do. I could just roll and go. Let me reset the team because I am. If I feel like if I go and I feel like if I go with this team as it is, you see on the screen, or I'll start Saka over Foden, and I'll start Kusanov over Konsa. I think it's pretty much nailed on the red arrow. Personally, I don't see how I get a green arrow this week with Saka, Kusanov, maybe those two players. That's 9 players potentially starting players, and nothing on the bench because Gabriel, Konsa, Foden. Foden's not going to start probably. Well, I'm pretty sure Foden isn't because he's a knock, and then Konsa is a big rotation risk as well. So I might have 9 players or starting players this week.
Yeah, it's a bit of I think if you still had Palmer instead of Saka at this moment, then maybe it might have been all right.
Yeah.
Palmer
Would have started Palmer.
Yeah, could have started Palmer over Saka. Well, Saka would be Palmer, and then
yeah, I could have just played Kusanov and hope he gets a 1 pointer or something. But that's where I'm at. Saka and Foden. That's like nearly £20 million worth of midfielders. No, that's a lot of my budget, and 2 of these players I might not even start.
Yeah.
I want to know what your plans are as well, though, because you've got Palmer, right? I mean, let's take your team on the screen for now. You've got Palmer. Are you planning on moving Palmer to a Saka next week for a double, etc.? Or
well, I'll see how Saka gets on because he didn't look good after obviously the Champions League game.
Arteta has come out and said he's completely fine. He's got a kick. Arteta said he's fit, but he probably won't start this one.
Yeah, because of where they are in the Premier League as well. You can say it's pretty much done and dusted for them. So I don't know with the double whether it's worth bringing Saka in or not for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think later, I think I'll have to give another week and see with Saka. Otherwise, I'll see what other options there are instead of Saka if I don't decide to bring him in. But it's a hard one.
We'll come on to your team. I'll take a few more comments. Bruno or Saka? I'll start Bruno. I didn't go with my gut last week to bench Marmoush, and instead of Mateta, and it cost me. So I think maybe go with the gut this week. Help with my bench. I have Rodgers, Saliba, Kirkes. What should be my order? I would go Rodgers, Saliba, Kirkes. The way you've said it, I think. Actually, maybe Rodgers, Kirkes, Saliba. Even if I played Rodgers, I'd have to bench Marmoush. So I think Marmoush is fine. Soul Searcher, morning lads. I've sent over a wildcard team to your X account. Would be good to know your thoughts. I've just got it up now, actually. Raya, Milenkovic, Munoz, Livramento. That looks fine. Midfield looks fine as well. Attack is what I've got. Yeah, I think it's good. I think you're in a good spot. Can't really say too much. And then maybe next week use your transfer to take out some of the Newcastle assets like a Murphy for maybe another Man City player potentially. But yeah, looks fine. Don't forget to like as well, guys. Yep, please do like the stream if you're enjoying the content. My team is Martinez, Raya, Vardiol, Saliba, Munoz, Livramento, Kirkes, Sarr, Murphy, Palmer, Salah, Rodgers, Marmoush, Mateta, Isak. Should I triple cap this week? Yes. If you got the triple captain, guys, I would 100% play it on Isak this week. You wouldn't want Saka 35 onwards, I don't think. Yeah, possible. Yeah. Because what it does look like, Arsenal, I mean, no one maybe saw this coming. Arsenal look like they're going to go into the semi-finals of the Champions League. They are 3-0 up. You'd expect Arsenal now. I know it's Real Madrid, but you'd expect Arsenal to go through. And then, yeah, if the league title's wrapped up by game 35, which a lot of people think it will be officially mathematically done by 35 when Liverpool play Spurs. There's not a lot to play for in the last 4. We could see rotation because Arsenal might have a PSG game sandwiched between that as well. So, yeah.
I mean, even before the league's wrapped up, though, do you think Arteta will risk playing Saka in these matches still?
I don't think he will start today. If I'm being honest.
Even in the double game week, I don't think he even started those.
It's hard. And then again, you can't just rest players and not give him any game time because they will want the rhythm as well. Because if you don't play Saka now until PSG in a couple of weeks, we know how football works. You know, they need minutes in their legs because there will be gaps. He might not play both. Oh, he won't play 90 in both, I don't think. No. He'll probably play 70, come off. He might play another 60, especially if the league. I mean, the league won't be officially done by double game week. Double game week 33, by the way. League won't be officially done until then.
It won't be done, but it's inevitable though.
Yeah,
like it's a matter of when instead of if.
Yeah. No, I hear that, but I do think you can't just rest players and just keep them for the PSG game, which is I don't know when that will be. Let me have a look. CL semi-final dates. So the first leg is on the 29th of April. So it's still a while away. About 2 weeks away still. So he'd probably play Ipswich. Or maybe he gets... I don't know. It's tough to say, but it's a 3-day turnaround. He may not start both. I'll be surprised maybe if he starts both. But you'd expect him to start one, but you'd expect minutes in both. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because obviously a lot of people didn't expect Arsenal to make the semi-finals.
Yeah, it's quite a surprise. But I think good result for them, obviously, to reach the semi-finals potentially.
Oh yeah, so far, yeah. If they beat Madrid, if they hold on, which you'd think they will, but obviously it is Madrid, and we've seen what they can do.
Yeah.
Who would you buy? Virgil for secured minutes or Bradley for attacking threat? If you're bench boosting, I think I'd go with Bradley because I think Bradley is going to start 100% against West Ham tomorrow. He does have the attacking threat. We saw when he came on straight away. Liverpool looks like a completely different team because one thing about Liverpool, which a lot of people haven't mentioned, I think, the last couple of weeks, Liverpool have played without an orthodox right back. They've had Kwanzaa there in the Newcastle Carabao final, didn't look good. And then even recently in the league game, they had Curtis Jones a couple of games. So, and I think that's affected Salah's form. Now, as soon as you saw Bradley come on the pitch, you just saw Salah being able to get on the ball a bit more. And I do think a right back has affected even Salah's form. So I'll just go with Bradley, to be fair. Start Nico Williams or Vardiol. Tough one. Depends on your other players. I'd be tempted to just go with Nico Williams because against against Everton, you'd probably expect a clean sheet. And Vardiol, you'd expect Vardiol to concede. If you've got triple Palace, especially, and you're backing against City, then I think it makes sense to go maybe Williams. Also, guys, get your comments in and make sure you are hitting the like button if you're enjoying the content. All right, lads, thanks. I'm off. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Charis. I'm benching Marmoush and selling Vardiol for Bradley and captaining Mateta. Wish me luck. I'm going with my gut. Yeah, well, good luck to you, Charis. Join us tomorrow for the knee-jerk stream. We'll see how you got on.
Yeah, all the best.
But yeah, your team's on the screen, Jordan. In terms of moves, I mean, you sort of got your moves sort of pre-planned, right? You know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's quite simple. Obviously, you see the team on the screen: Pickford in goal, back three of Munoz, Milenkovic, Hoyson, midfield four: Salah, Rogers, Palmer, and Sarr, and the front three: Isaac, Marmoush, and Whisper at the moment, with Vardy, Marson, and Burma, Aitner, and Mikolenko on the bench. Just quickly switching to the transfer page.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite simple, obviously, the moves. It's just taking out Wissa simply to Mateta. So there's nothing overly complex about my moves. It's quite simple. I need Mateta in this week because they are back-to-back doubles, and I don't want to miss out on triple Palace.
Yep.
And Worcester has a bad fixture against Arsenal, which is a single, so it's a no-brainer for my moves. It leaves me more money in the bank as well. 2.4 to plan for further moves. But yeah, that is the
Sorry, are
current.
you bench boosting in 33?
Probably not, because I'll have not a full team with obviously
Have you still
Mikalenko.
got your bench boost chip?
I did.
Okay, cool. When are you
Yeah,
going to use it though? Because I mean, you could try using like 36, but then obviously dependent
yeah.
on what your squad looks like, what the fixtures are.
I think it will depend on. I'll have a better idea after this double game week. I think when to bench boost. Because
What's your
I
bench
want.
for this week? Can you play it this week? Oh, you got
No, I've got
Mikalenko is not ideal.
Mikalenko probably is not going to start, and Vardy Marston's a non-playing goalkeeper.
Yeah, your bench boost isn't going to be great because I mean, you don't really want to play Valdi Marson in terms on a bench boost, and then do you want to
Yeah,
take a -4 to take out a goalie switch because you use your wild card so early? It's
yeah.
hard to have a playing goalkeeper sort of thing. So yes,
It will have to be probably later on, and 36 the bench boost. It's not ideal
Mhm.
to use it that late because of
Mm,
players not starting, being rotated. But
yeah,
it is an issue that I'll have to put on the back burner for now, and we just have to get through these double game weeks first.
yeah, because ideally you want to bench boost straight after a wild card. That's when your team's probably set the best.
Yeah,
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. All right, are you going to lock your moves in or?
yeah. I might as well talk my moves in because I'm not gonna change my moves on something else. So Worcester out for Mateta and for 1 free transfer, and that is now confirmed. Let me switch over to the other page to refresh for you guys. And yeah, there you go.
Who
Mateta is
you got
in.
on the bench? Mbermo, 8 Nuri, Mikalenko. You could bench boost Mbermo and Mate Nuri, but yeah, maybe wait next week. Just maybe try.
Yeah. I'm hoping in Burma won't get much against Arsenal again. But I was thinking of playing Nuri instead of Oyson
Yeah,
against Tottenham. I don't know. After Tottenham playing, obviously, before the weekend, I
yeah,
kind of fancy Wolves' chances of a good finish in that game.
could do. Yeah,
So I think I'll do that.
Tottenham. I think Tottenham. It was 1-1 in the end.
Yeah, 1-1 in the end in that game. Pedro Porro scored a nice back heel goal
Mm.
as well. Another change I'm going to do as well, which might be a surprise. I'm going to go different and captain Mateta instead of Isaac.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think because Isaac will probably be the popular pick this captaincy this week, I'll go against the grind and go for Mateta instead, who I don't
Okay.
think people will favour going for captain because of his fixtures being both away and tougher than Isaac's home fixtures.
Yeah, definitely. I think Isak is going to be maybe 200% effective ownership. I've expected it to be like very high, but yeah, we'll see. That's interesting, for sure. Switching back to my team, I'm still sort of in a boat where I don't know what to do. If I'm being honest, how much does a Guehi suspension affect the defense? Not too much, I don't think. I'm not too fussed about that because I still think, you know, Munoz we own anyway for the the goals really. Maybe not as much the clean sheets. Do you think Mateta will get 90 with Nketiah suspended? Yeah, I think that's a big one as well. And Nketiah got red carded, so Mateta
Yeah,
will probably get 90 minutes in the next one against City, and then even possibly against Newcastle. So that makes Mateta a better option that Nketiah is suspended for this one. Start 2 of Vardy, Marino, Rashford, Watkins. I'll start Watkins, I think, this week, possibly. Because I think Watkins got rotated out in the Champions League. So that means he's going to start in the league. And I would also play... Rashford's a tough one because he played in the Champions League. I'll definitely start Watkins. And I would tempted to start Rashford as well. Double Villa. And just take the risk with Rashford and hope he starts. But Watkins, 100% I'd play him if you've got him. It's a big differential.
I think out of those two, because obviously Crystal Palace play Man City, I don't think I want to play start Guardiola for that game because it'll be a sort of a clash. So I'll probably start Watkins and Mourinho. Take a punt on him this week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's those three. Or you want to play one of the attackers. Michael said Jordan is a differential final boss.
We shall see, Michael. We'll see at the end of this double.
Yeah, Mateta captain as well with Dan.
Yeah. Hopefully it works out for us, Dan.
Hi guys. Start 2 of Rashford. Oh, we answered this one, won't we? Start 2 of Rashford, Vardy, Saliba, Palmer, Konsa. I'd start Palmer for sure. And I think I'll start Rashford and take the risk. Play with the 2 forwards. The third pick on that list would be Guardiola, I think. Then Saliba. Then Konsa last.
Yeah, I would probably do the same.
I'm on Isak triple cap. Yeah, he is. For me, he's the best captaincy pick. If I still had my triple captaincy, I would have played it on Isak this week. And if you've got your triple captaincy, guys, I think just play on Isak and worry about it later because he's got 2 home games. Man United are pretty poor. Palace at home. Newcastle have a lot to play for as well. They need to win to get Champions League spots. We know fifth is confirmed now, officially confirmed. Will get Champions League spots next season. So there's a lot to play for the likes of Newcastle, Villa, Man City. So yeah, this is why I want some of their players. Yeah. I really want to take out Foden for someone like Asensio, do something crazy.
Asensio. I mean, it's not a bad shout.
And then start Asensio and bench Saka.
Or even a Marlon. I wouldn't mind taking a punt on Marlon.
What's Asensio's minutes like? Let me have a look.
I'd
rather Asensio personally. Oh, wait a sec. Minutes are. I mean, let's have a look. Played 27 against Ipswich. Played 66 against Liverpool. 90 against Chelsea. 22 against Palace. Didn't play against Brentford. 25 against Brighton. 72 against Nottingham Forest. Yeah. He will get minutes.
Just depends how many minutes.
Yeah, and he probably won't start. I mean, I think he starts today, personally. I think he 100% start against Southampton. It was a great fixture. Great game for him, I think. In the double, how many does he start is a question. He'll probably start at least 1, you think? I don't hate this guy as a pick this week, especially for people like me that need to get rid of Foden and don't want to take the minutes risk on Foden and Saka. Just going to Asensio. It's a big risk, but 4.4% ownership is a massive differential. Did get a 12-pointer against Brighton and also got a 15-pointer against Chelsea. He's got 3 goals already, for Villa. And Southampton are already relegated, confirmed, so they've not got anything really to play for. Aston Villa have to win Champions League games. I am tempted, more and more, think about going Asensio instead of Rodgers. And then bringing in maybe Rodgers. I could do Rodgers next week or just avoid Rodgers completely and just bring in Asensio.
There's more upside for Asensio. If he does score, it's normally a double haul followed by it. So, yeah, I'll probably pick Asensio over a Foden.
Yeah, this week it seems like a no-brainer, but long term, I am worried about the double and his minutes. How many minutes is he realistically going to get in these two, but am I just looking too far ahead when this Southampton game is a great fixture for him? He can easily get a double-digit haul against Southampton if he plays the 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of those games where a player like that will or might get something big out of it, because that's what we normally see when you play a game like Southampton. The team presses high, players like Asensio get more involved, and that usually results to them scoring or getting something from the game. And
yeah, I just feel like Asensio is so risky though. Like it could go amazing, or it could just not work out. That's my worry with going him. And at this moment in time of the season where we're at, I really don't want to take another risk because I feel like I've took massive risk with Foden, and I feel like going with Asensio is another sort of risk where will he start kind of thing in the double.
For this game week, I don't think it's that. Well, obviously it's the future as well after this game week.
Yeah.
But in terms of this game week, I don't think it will matter much.
Yeah, I think he'll start this game week. It's more for like the long term. Do I really want Asensio long term, especially in the double next week?
Yeah, that's the thing with Aston Villa. It's very, very tricky. I think obviously if they weren't in the Champions League, then this would be a no-brainer.
Yeah, Champions League. I would have went Rodgers. I think because Rodgers, I still think will play the most minutes out of the Villa assets in the next 3 games. But Asensio is also a good pick.
Yeah, both decent picks. It's just a surprise that just Rodgers, he started every single match apart from one this season, and that's in between Champions League games, which makes me think obviously he might surprisingly start today in this fixture against Southampton. But again, it's an easy fixture for them. Arguably, it's not going to be a challenge for them. So maybe there is some rotation there to save legs. But yeah,
I think Kusanov. I'm seeing Kusanov starts. Well,
if he's in the Leeds lineup, then that's a promising, obviously, view for Kusanov to start. I mean, if he does start for you, that's one less headache for you this week.
Yeah, it's just a Saka headache because I don't think Saka will start. And most people that have Saka have benched him. So, yeah. I've just got to hope Palmer blanks because a lot of people have Palmer and are waiting to switch him to Saka next week. But I've gone early. I'm already ahead of that move, but Saka is a risk.
Yeah, Palmer surprisingly is still 40% owned. Last game he was 44. Even with his benching, when he played half an hour, people still keeping the faith in him. Which
I mean, you have to, I think, with it against Ipswich.
Yeah, because this is probably the last game which most of us will have Palmer for before we get rid of him for a double game week player.
Yeah, 100%. Most people will get rid of him.
So,
the money he is to Saka, to Savinho, Foden, if Man City assets, even Arsenal assets.
Yeah. I think that's where your green arrow would be at if you didn't bring Saka in early. I mean, if you still had Palmer for this moment, it could have.
Yeah, I would have been happy days. Really, my team would have looked fine. The only reason I didn't start with Palmer because I knew 100% I would want Saka for 33 double, and I thought by then his minutes should be fine. But maybe I underestimated the minutes risk he is because obviously I didn't expect them to go beat Madrid 3-0. I thought they'd probably get knocked out by now. But yeah, it's one of those flip or a coin things. Palmer was the better. I mean, Palmer did actually get benched though recently, and Saka came off the bench and got an 8-pointer. Well, that worked out sort of for me that week because Palmer blanked. Saka got off the bench and scored. But let's see how it goes this week.
True. Yeah, I'm hoping that he can deliver Palmer for this week because apart from the rest of my team, it's quite a template because of the Crystal Palace triple up. Most of us will have either one of those players, and I've only got Isaac for Newcastle, so I'm hoping the single game week players do perform.
I know it's a bit early, but would you do Isak to Marmoush? No, Isak's a good pick this week, or Livramento to Bradley. in 33. I'm on 33 bench boost, and the rest of the team is pretty good. I don't mind Livermore to Bradley in 33, but I don't mind that one. Or punt on Bowen. Liverpool always concede, and he's got an easy fixture next week. No, I'm not keen on Bowen, to be fair. Do you think Kusanov will start? No idea. I own Kusanov myself. I'm hoping he starts. He's on the leaked lineup. I've seen some leaks that he might start, but nothing with a good source or anything, I'd say. It's just more like rumours. No way you bought Saka this week. He's chilling on my bench. I just know it's a 20-minute cameo. Could get an assist, but still it's a bench for me. No, Mark, just to clear up, I didn't buy Saka this week. I've had him since wildcard 31. Sorry, wildcard 30. When I wildcarded, I just bought him in early. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be buying Saka this week. Just if you've got Palmer, definitely just keep Palmer, who's got a great fixture against Ipswich. How long we've got? We've got 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Before the deadline. And I'm still not any closer to knowing what I want to do. I wish I had another playing player on my bench. Even Konsa is a risk.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fine if Gabriel wasn't injured, and
yeah,
obviously if I didn't pick up that, obviously
I would have played Gabriel.
Yeah,
I made an error as well. 2 days ago, I could have done Gabriel to Saliba with a free transfer, but I've priced myself out because they both one went up, one went down in price. So I would have just done that. Bench Saka and play a back four.
Yeah.
And hope Kusanov started.
And that would get you through this week and then through
next week as well. Because next week it's fine to do that move, but I can't do it in one move now. The Saliba in. Yeah, it requires two. That's the problem. And I locked myself out doing it in one move. I didn't sort of plan because I didn't know what I was going to do. But now I look at it, Saliba for Gabriel would have been a great move. Because Saliba works this week, sort of, and he definitely works next week, long term for double.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't do it now. I'm on 0.2 off that move.
The only way you could do that is if you bought in a cheaper defender, but that's still volatile.
Yeah, because you don't know who you want for next week. Yeah. The defender has to be good for the bench boost. And plus, if I was to do if I downgrade Foden to a cheap midfielder like Rodgers is a risk this week as well. I was tempted to do that. I was tempted to do Gabriel to Saliba, Foden to Rodgers, or Savinho. I don't even know if I want Savinho anymore. Not because he definitely will start today, but will he start both in the double? It's unlikely. You never know with Pep.
I was thinking for the Man City midfielders, they've not started consistently through the season.
Savinho's minutes have been good though, haven't they?
They've been all right, but I mean, he's the highest performing midfielder out of everyone.
Let me see his minutes, because if his minutes are good, I might just take the punt and go and be different. Because I know no one's going to have Savinho. So I might just do it and try to be different. Or I can go to Rodgers or Asensio. He didn't play at all, actually, in the Man United game. He wasn't injured, was he? He was on the bench. Let me see. Man City v Man United. It was 0-0 that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Team lineups. He was on the bench. Yeah, he was on the bench. Didn't come on though. But before that, he started every game. Pretty much until going back to the Chelsea where his last benching was in game week 23. He got 90 against Arsenal, Newcastle and Liverpool and Spurs pretty much. I do like him as an option. Just because I think he's the only one that will definitely sort of get minutes. You know what? I'm going to do it, I think. I think I might take a risk. Another big risk.
Oh.
I might do it. Let's see how it would look though. All right, let me share this tab. Let's say I take out Foden. I'm not sure about it, I just think this week is fine, but next week things are going to change and Grealish might become nailed again, and then I'm screwed. And then let's do Gabriel for Saliba, and I would probably start Saliba this week. That's what the team will look like this week. Savinho will most likely start. Saliba will start. Everyone will start. Then going into next week. Oh, what? Can I not do it?
Too many Man City.
I've got 3 Man City here, right? And then next week. Why is it saying too many for Man City? Oh, no. Damn, I can't do it.
Because of Foden.
Wait, what? That makes no sense.
Foden's in your team for next week somehow.
How does that work? Okay, let me reset this whole thing. All right. Let's reset, right? Foden out for Savinho. Gabriel out for Saliba. I'd start Saliba. That leaves that looks like that, right? And then going into next week. So Kusanov would start for me for Burn. Saka will start for Murphy. I'll take out Murphy for Rodgers. Right? I would play Rodgers. I'd bench Isak. I'd bench Isak and Burn. That's for free. And then I could take a hit. Oh, I've got a bench boost here. I could do a hit for Burn. Or I can do a hit for Isak. I could do Burn to someone like Bradley. I could do Burn to Bradley, or I can do Isak to Watkins. I could do Isak to Watkins as well. So let's go. Let's say I do Isak to Watkins. Or whoever. Probably be Watkins. And then I'll have Watkins for a double as well. And I'll bench boost with Watkins, Burn, and Konsa.
So you only have 2 singles, Salah and
Burn.
Yeah. Double. Yeah,
or I can leave Isak and then do Burn to Bradley, or another good player with a single game week. Because we've got triple City. Or I could do got triple City, triple. I'll have triple City, triple Arsenal, triple Palace. Just triple Villa. I'll have triple Villa. I'll have triple everyone basically for the doublers.
Yeah, you'll maximise on everyone.
Yeah, but the only problem is, what if we get to game week 33 and Kusanov isn't likely to start both of these? Let's say he doesn't start this game week again for the 3rd week in a row. Then I'll be worried about him. Then I'll take him out as a -8. Right? Kusanov has to deal with Kusanov's -8. Savinho, is he going to start? I think Savinho is fine for those 2 games. He played minutes. Kusanov becomes a worry, but shouldn't be that big of a worry.
I think even Kusanov is fine, because if Pep says that he's taking time off because of his
yeah. What do you think of this plan though? Like bench boosting with this, it's projected 100 points. It takes a -4, but it means I could do Savinho this week with Saliba.
I mean, that's fine long term for up to this moment. That's not bad for a -4. You have maximised on all double game week players. The best you can really get. If I'm honest, I don't think you can get any better than that for a -4. Yeah, that definitely looks like the right route to go down.
Let us know in the chat, guys.
Assuming Kusanov and Savinho play, which I think they will. Kusanov only took time off for.
Yeah, I'm just sick of what's his name, Foden. He's ruined my whole plan, because you look how good my plan looks. If Foden was fit, I wouldn't even have to take a -4. I'll just have this strong team for the whole way through without needing to get hit. That's how I wildcarded with that plan in the future, but sort of messed up with Kusanov being a bit of a rotation risk because he's got married, which I didn't see coming, and Foden just deciding to get injured. And then also, I don't know how serious he is in terms of his fitness, or if he's okay 100% mentally. So I know Pep came out saying something's been affecting Foden, so I don't know. But that looks strong, I think.
That's very strong. And
Yeah,
a lot of people won't get to that.
Yeah. Do I do it this week though? Savinho this week. If I bring Savinho in this week, I need Savinho to do something crazy, like get me 2 goals or something. I'd love it, like Murphy. But I don't see it from Savinho.
No, I think he'll likely get an assist, maybe 2.
And it's not an easy fixture for Savinho anyway this week.
It's not, and it's an early one too. 12:30 kickoff at Crystal Palace. Well, at the Etihad, but they're playing against Crystal Palace early.
Yeah, choosing the right Man City midfielder is actually a nightmare.
Yeah, for this season, because normally we see like a nailed midfielder, like a Bernardo Silva play, but this season we've not really.
You know what, Jordan? I think I'm going to do it.
Oh.
I think I'm going to take the risk and just play and just do this plan. So look how this is what it will look like in game week 33, and I'll also captain. Let's say I go Marmoush captain. That actually brings my expected points down. Salah has a more likelihood apparently against Leicester than Marmoush against a double game week.
What about Mateta captain? Does that put the points down?
Yep, puts it down quite a bit. Well. Saka will put it down. Yeah, that's Salah against Leicester, which is like Leicester will be confirmed, I'm guessing, by then, possibly. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
That does look strong. And even if I don't want to bring Watkins in, I can leave Isak and then take out Burn for like I could take out Burn for maybe a nice single game week player like Bradley is one. Yeah, Bradley or even Dorgu against Wolves potentially. Or some cheap defender.
Wan-Bissaka against Southampton at home.
Yeah.
That's a strong one. I like that.
But I'd rather have Watkins, I think Watkins is going to be a big differential. I know it's a tough games, Newcastle and Man City, but could pay off. But even Watkins, I'm worried now about his minutes. Because we saw him be benched for Rashford. But that's one I can watch. I can always just leave Isak there.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Well, you reckon I should do Savinho, though? Because Savinho will start today, but how much are you expecting? It's so hard to predict in that double against Everton and Villa.
Yeah, I think you just have to hope for the best. Because I don't see what else you can do with a Man City midfielder. Savinho is the best one.
What if I take out Foden? Let's say Foden becomes an option again in game week 30, double 33. Let's say Foden comes back and he plays against Everton and Villa. Then it becomes a big problem. This is the problem I have. The reason I don't want to take Foden out yet, because what if Foden becomes an option again?
Well, against that doubles a 3-day turnaround. Do you think Foden, if he is back by then, fine, will play both game weeks?
Probably not.
Unlikely.
Probably
I think
not.
he only plays one and becomes like a single.
Yeah.
But on the off chance, Savinho might play 2 with variable minutes and maybe a higher ceiling over Foden. Because he has scored more points than Foden this season.
Well, I got 5 minutes to decide, Hold on.
Points. Actually, no, they're both on the same amount of points. Yeah, they're both on 100.
Who's on 100?
They both have a total of 100 points each, Foden and Savinho.
Yeah. Well, we know when Foden plays, he does have a high ceiling. He can get a double-digit haul, but it's the minutes now, and this season it's not been obviously.
Yeah, it's not been great. He's had 19 starts. Foden, Savinho has had, and he starts this season. He's had 20, so he's only one over Foden in terms of starts matches. Yeah,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bring Savinho in.
Surprisingly, it's not much between them as I thought there was. It hasn't felt like Foden's been that.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't feel like Foden's been that
involved. But yeah, look, I'm gonna do it, Jordan. There's 5 minutes, so I need to do something. What was the plan? Gabriel to Saliba, right?
Yes.
And that means I'll bench Kusanov this week. I was going to start Kusanov, but that means now I'll bench Kusanov. Do you reckon Kusanov's a better pick or Saliba's a better pick? And play double Arsenal against Brentford at home? Because I think Arsenal will concede, but I think Kusanov will concede anyway. So
Yeah, I don't think that'll matter much, but I think Saliba is a slightly better option.
And then Savinho. What, Foden and Savinho 100 points? That's pretty poor for Savinho. Yeah, exactly 100 points.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought Savinho was points difference from Foden was much higher.
I mean, Savinho doesn't really get much. I mean, he had back-to-back double hauls in 19 and 20 where he scored and got 3 assists against West Ham. 3 assists against West Ham and a goal and assist against Leicester. But these are two of the bottom teams. Other than that, it's 3 points, 5 points. I'm not expecting much from Savinho.
Savinho assists more than scores. He has 11 assists this season compared to his 1 goal.
Yeah, it's more the fact. That's why I went with Foden in the first place, because I don't think he's a great goal threat compared to a Foden. But is he more likely to play these 3? Probably.
Yeah, Foden scored 7 with assist in 3. So yeah, Foden is more threatening in terms of goals, but Savinho is the more provider to a goal.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I might just take the risk. Not much to lose. Chasing. And then the team does look decent, assuming Savinho and Kusanov start in double next week.
I mean, I will just do it regardless now.
You reckon?
I think I'll just go for it and hope for the best.
Because what is the other option?
Really? Rizzy isn't that
the other option is roll and
see, but
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Okay. I'm gonna do Saliba and Savinho in. So there you go, guys. Gabriel for Saliba, Foden for Savinho. It's straight swaps for their teammates essentially in the same position, because the plan was to keep these guys and bench boost with Gabriel and Foden, but things have changed. This is why I hate wildcarding. Sorry, this is why I hate the bench boost chip. Things always go wrong. So the best time to bench boost is straight after a wildcard. And next season, that's a lesson for me, I think. Just try bench boost as soon as the wildcard. So you can wildcard and 2 game weeks later, so many things can change.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm going to confirm it. There you go. That means Savinho starts for Saka and Saliba starts for Kusanov. And then I'll see how Kusanov does. If Kusanov starts against Palace, I'll be very happy. And because that will mean, he's ready to go for the double.
So if he isn't, the moves are done.
Moves are done, man.
Is it on the screen?
Oh, hold on. Yep, there you go.
There.
Sorry. There you go, guys. The move's done. So Savinho's come in here for Foden. Saka's now on the bench. Saliba's come in here as well. Gabriel's gone off the bench. So that does look a lot better. But I'm still not happy, I'd say. 100% because, yeah.
I think it will look better, I think, next week when you see all the doubles next to the names.
Yeah.
I think for this week it'll be like I hope for the best for the single game week players. How long was left? 1 minute left. Just to answer your quick questions before deadline's up. Mark, get rid of Munoz or Sarr for Glasner. Probably, if it's I'll probably get rid of a defender over an attacker. So get rid of Munoz. Then I bench Guardiola, playing Saliba, Kirkes, Livramento. Thoughts? I mean, Man City are not highly expected of a clean sheet, but again, if they do, Guardiola normally gets the bonus. But I hope for the best for that. I do think Crystal Palace will score because they normally do against Man City when they play against each other. So playing Saliba, Kirkes, Livramento, I think it's fine for this week. And Elliot, if you have time, triple captain Isaac. This is one of the most beneficial opportunities if you still have a triple captain to do it in.
Yeah,
he is fit to start both. Hopefully, because the line is up now. Hopefully that was we got just in time for that.
Yeah. That's it, guys. That's the deadline. Hopefully, you guys made your moves. Don't know how I feel about the moves I made, but I feel like I had to sort of make those moves because I wasn't happy with Foden at all. And I guarantee you, I have a feeling a lot of people will start buying Foden next week with a double in mind. I'll go to Foden, I can just see it, and then I would want Foden, but let's see, because I can't. Foden just not. Yeah, it's not been worth it really.
Yeah, I don't know if people flag towards Foden unless if he's out for this week, there won't be many people looking for him to go next week.
Also, I need Saka to blank as well now. If Saka comes off the bench today and scores again, then it'll be annoying.
Yeah, let's see how that match goes against Brentford. Should be an interesting one because I think Rice was also an issue in that one, whether he starts or not. It's an important miss for Arsenal if he doesn't. Especially after his 2 free kicks scored in Real Madrid.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But I feel I had to do those moves because Foden is just too of a risk. Saka's not going to start. Konsa's a risk. Kusanov even a risk. Yeah. Let's see.
Have to see. I think that should be good.
I could have even done something like Bradley, instead of going Saliba. I could have bought in Bradley this week. But it means, obviously, Bradley single game week next week where I get the extra fixture.
You'd have won this double game week player if you went for a Bradley.
Yeah. But again, how confident are you? I know you're not confident on Arsenal double up. This week, I'm probably not. I don't see them doing that great.
No, I think Brentford will most likely score, but I think Arsenal will probably get the win. Nick the win.
Yeah.
This week.
Let's see, because the Arsenal defense, is strong usually, so you never know. But yeah, guys, that is a deadline.
Yeah, very eventful one. Imagine a lot of us. A lot of decisions, a lot of ifs and whats. But yeah, this double game issue is ready to rock and roll. 12:30, Man City, Crystal Palace. Definitely watching that. See if Mateta, my captain, can do the business in his first game week, double game week fixture.
Yep. I need Savinho to get me some goals today. If he doesn't, obviously I've got triple Palace though, so I'd take like a 3-3 or something, 2-2, something mad with Savinho scoring 2 goals and then Mateta and Sarr getting something as well.
I think that the biggest regret I've done is not getting Eze in. I have a feeling Eze again will get more than Sarr will.
He could do. It's just more for money purposes. I think the reason I had to go, and I think you as well, the money situation.
Yeah, because I was over budget if I went for Eze. I'd have to do another transfer to plan my moves.
Yeah, Eze is the better pick, but he's a lot more expensive, like nearly 1.5, I think.
Yeah, comparatively to Sarr. Yeah, he's like 1.1 more expensive now.
Yeah. See how it goes.
Yeah, see how it goes. Although Sarr is a 90-minute player, Eze is not quite there for that.
Yeah. I think Eze's fine. I'm not too fussed about the Eze v Sarr thing. I think it's just flip of a coin, really. I feel like because when Sarr does return, he gets big hauls, like 15 pointers and stuff. So
yeah, it could go either way.
But yeah, 12:30 kickoff. Man City Palace. Should be a good one. I won't be watching, but I'm keeping a keen eye on the lineup. I'm hoping Kusanov starts, even though I've not started him. Just gives me a boost for next week that I can play him in the bench boost. And then sort of see how it goes. But yeah.
Yeah, we will see.
All right. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And we will hopefully see you again tomorrow for the knee-jerk stream.
Yeah, good luck, everyone. Take care and see you for the knee-jerk tomorrow.